Hey guys, GW here. Hey, something happened today this morning that kind of shook me up, and I'm just saying this because I know it happens to a lot of people, but it's different when you have someone in the car with you. So me and my wife are driving to work, right? And we take the same route every day, right? And I know it's hunting season, and I know there's a lot of deer out, and deer usually don't mess with my car. It's like they know better, right? Today was a different story. About half a mile up the road, we're going. We got the B-52's Love Shack on, and from my right, coming down over a little hill, was a giant buck. Right? I mean, this thing was a trophy, right? And I wish I would have killed it. So it jumps in front of my car, literally, and I know everyone says this, and it has become cliche, but it literally was 3 to 4 feet away from my car. Now I was doing about 45, 50. So I jammed on the brake, right? And I swerved to dodge it. And I ended up over the side of the road going up into a field. And my wife is screaming hysterically. And the first thing that I thought, guys, was that she cracked her head because I didn't realize what happened. I just kind of swerved. I didn't even realize that there was no hit because everything happened so fast. So I'm sitting there for a minute listening to her scream, and I'm looking to see if blood's trickling down. And here's the thing, you know, we always care about other people, but whenever you think that they're mortally wounded or injured, it's like we care more than we ever did in that moment. And so I'm looking for blood, and she's screaming because she got scared out of her mind. And our car has a bunch of safety features, so whenever you hit or you stop like that, seatbelts ratchet up. The car actually will stop in mid drive because it sees something on the thing and it goes dit dit dit, kind of like you're in a Star Wars movie, targeting next wing where that thing goes dit dit dit. But sorry, stupid telemarketer, you can hear it. But anyway, so we pull off the side of the road and she's screaming and I don't see any blood. And I ask her repeatedly, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And she's like, "Yeah," she's trembling really bad because, I mean, the thing, to be fair, guys, was, like I said, a trophy buck. Huge. Probably, I'd say 200, 300 pound easy. I didn't even see the head. That's how fast it hit me. So, so I get out of the car once I figure out she's okay, and I'm walking around this field, guys, and I'm looking to see if anything hit on my car, and thank God it didn't. And you know what? At this point, I wouldn't have cared if the president himself yelled at me for being late because, I mean, the damn thing almost came to her side. I get back in the car and I said, "You know what?" I said, "That thing would have hit me, I wouldn't have cared." And I really wouldn't have at that point, guys. I didn't care. But if it would have hit her, and it would have injured her, that would have been it. I would have been truly devastated. So I get to work and we walk into work and she's legitimately shaken up. She doesn't want to leave my side, and that's understandable. The whole day I wasn't even with it, and I just kept thinking, like, okay, we avoided that, but what would happen if it were the other way around? And I'm sitting here and I'm going nuts because I can't see her getting hurt. I can't see her bleeding. I can't see her, get all mangled up. And the thing is that, guys, we have our differences like every married couple. But right now, I can honestly tell you she means more to me than she ever did in my whole life. And it's traumatic on some level. And I know there's some people out there that go, "Oh, it's Pennsylvania, get used to it." Then you hear about all these people that might have got hit by hit a deer. And I know deer does tons of damage to cars all the time around this time. But what you don't want to happen is you don't want a mortal accident where a deer comes through the windshield or a deer, you know, ends up totaling your car and you hit a tree or something like that. And I've seen that, guys. And I'm sure people around this area have seen it a lot too. And the thing is like I said, I've been walking around in the days, and it's funny because none of my movie reviews even mattered. Nothing I've done has mattered. The only thing that mattered in that moment was that she was okay. And I I just wanted to say, I'm glad things worked out, and I'm over it now. It happened at around, I don't know, 5:45, 5:50, something around this morning, and I can remember it plays slowly. That's the other weird thing, is like this isn't the first time this has happened, but it's been the most traumatic because she's been in the car, and it's like great. My priority whenever she's in the car, guys, is strictly her. I don't speed race. I don't go crazy because I love her to death. I am not going to put her in any kind of treacherous situation. And it's funny because we've been getting closer. I guess that happens when you become married for a while. You become closer, right? And we didn't have the greatest weekend, but we didn't have the worst weekend. We had a pretty good weekend, as a matter of fact. And I'm learning to talk to her and tell her stuff that, I couldn't even tell anybody. And we're communicating better. And the thought of her, hurt or messed up just really infuriates me, and it puts me in another realm, guys. And and the bad thing is there are people that don't make it, that have an experience like I just told you about, and sometimes they don't come back from it because a deer goes through the windshield, or they swerve and hit a tree or flip their car, and but the other thing it makes you realize is that you're grateful for everything that you have, whether it's YouTube fans, whether it's a good marriage, whether it's good friends. You really are brought back down to earth when you almost get into a hell of a situation like I did, or we did, I should say. And on the flip note of that, Thanksgiving's coming around, holiday season's picking up, and I know I won't see a lot of my fans and supporters, and I just want to say happy, early Thanksgiving, because who knows, I might drop a line. This Thanksgiving might be the end of an era, guys, and I'm going to tell you why. My grandmother's 99, and we used to have Thanksgiving in her place since I was knee high to a fly. You know what I'm saying? And now this might be the last time she's home for Thanksgiving, because she resides in an assisted living facility, and for 99 she's still kicking ass, but you don't know for how long, you don't know when, you know what I mean? There's been some signs, and they're not all good. But she's hanging in there. She's hanging tough, as New Kids on the Block would say. But the general consensus is that when Thanksgivings and Christmases as we know it, or have become accustomed to, they're not going to be there, and it's very tragic in that direction. And I've had people tell me, hey Greg, you're feeling exactly normal. you're there's nothing wrong with you. And I've had people say, look, dude, something happens, just let me know. I'm here for you. And the outpouring of support that I have gotten because of this terrible situation, it's amazing, guys. I mean, at work, it's crazy. I have people asking me, how's Graham? I have people that I hardly know. They're always in touch. I have people that are very high up in the chain, military type people, high ranking government officials who have been very concerned about me and what I'm going through. And there is no way to express how appreciative I am for you guys. And every time I come through there, I mean, it seems like there's more and more people who are concerned. And it's good to have a safety net. You know what I mean? It's good to have people that will pick you up in the worst case conditions. And I wish I could just return the favor, but you know, um, as far as movies go, I did see, because I can't just give you some personal stuff and just jet. I did see the trailer or the teaser for Damien Leone's Terrifier 3. This has got to be one of the creepiest teasers I have ever seen. Now, Damien Leone has also publicly said that the first 5 minutes of this movie are going to really put Terrifier 2 to shame. And that was saying something, because if you guys ever seen Terrifier 2, they really amped up the blood, the gore to like factor 10, right? This one seems to really, really stick it to you with a Christmas theme atmosphere, which I think is really cool. And it looks creepy, it feels creepy, and if it's as gory as the second one or more. But Damien Leone has also said that it will be the end of the Terrifier franchise. On that note, I did see the trailer for Thanksgiving, Eli Roth. Eli Roth is pretty much, a pretty elusive horror figure, because he came out and he did Cabin in the Woods. And then he did Hostel. Do you guys remember that? About them people in, is it Norway, Germany, or whatever? They paid to torture people. They made like 3 of those or 4 of those. I don't even remember. And then he took a break, and then we saw The Green Inferno. The Green Inferno is probably one of the most graphic throwbacks to cannibal movies in the history of cinema. And it's done in the vein of a cannibal Holocaust movie. So this is interesting to see his take on a slasher film. Eli Roth, too, is a very cool dude, because he had the AMC show Masters of Horror. Or not Masters of Horror. The hell was that called? Oh, I can't think of it, but it's on AMC Plus. It's not Masters of Horror, so you guys, I just lied to you. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. But I can't think of the name of that show. And I have the first season. Let's go. But anyway, he's back now in form with Thanksgiving. And it looks to be a very wicked, balls to the wall, pardon my pun, slasher film that really goes above and beyond, what is normal place. And if you've seen his other work, then you know. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Am I going to go to the theater to see it? No, I will catch it on probably DVD. And that's the other thing I wanted to really quickly mention. A couple reviews back, I talked about the disappearance of physical media and what it would mean, and how much I treasure having these Blu-rays and DVDs. And ever since then, I've been reading, okay, the DVD and Blu-ray industry isn't going away. They're coming back. Well, here's my thought on it. Okay. So now you first tell us that the DVD and Blu-ray aren't going to get. Okay. I get that. But now you're saying it's coming back. So here's my thought. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I know that we have a 4K TV here. What about an 8K Blu-ray? Something that plays higher resolution than your typical 4K, right? Why don't we experiment with that? Now, it might go the way of the 3D TV. But think about that. Think about the evolution. It would be the next pretty much step, because if you remember, guys, you had the Xbox 360 and you had the HD DVD. We all had to have that because we all had to see King Kong and all its shiny glory, right? With Jack Black. Then Blu-ray came along. And then it was a competition. Blu-ray versus HD DVD. Well, Blu-ray won. Then years later, the 4K TV come out and everybody wanted a 4K player. I got one. I'm sure you got one too. So why not the next evolutionary step? Make it an 8K. Make it a 10K. Make it really pop. And I said the pinnacle of TV would be whenever I turn on my TV and I could see Charlie Sheen and John Cryer holographed in my living room. That's where you're going to sell me, right? So we can actually physically be a part of the show. That would be great. Imagine that. It'd be like Star Wars, right? When all them dudes are sending messages. So you'd have holographic, images in your living room. 3-dimensional. And they'd be talking. You can walk right through them. They continue the show. That's what I want to see. But I know we're a long way off from that. But if they can do it in Vegas and redo Tupac and have Tupac do a live holographic show, who knows? But that's my take, and I appreciate y'all for listening to me today, and I appreciate, all you guys, and I just wanted to come on today and after that experience this morning and tell you how important you are to me, because I really, really appreciate the love. So, GW, and I'm saying thank you.